All right, well, welcome to the 20th century, Mom and Dad. I hope this video is going to help you. It goes through all your equipment, tells you how to work your equipment. It's not perfect. It's probably got some missing pieces, but at least it'll be close and give you a fighting chance if you care to actually try any of these things. So, well, hopefully my goal isn't that you'll become the next tech wizard I find on YouTube. My goal is just to make your life just a little bit easier by using some of the technology available and give you a little bit that you can do more from your house. So if I'm successful, great. And if I'm not, that's okay too. But it's worth a try. So good luck. Hope you enjoy the video. And can't wait to see you this Christmas. Bye. Your cell phone. It's very easy to speed dial. All you got to do is hold down the number 1 to get your voicemail, and then type in your password 5253, and it should go to your voicemail. Hold down number 2 and you'll dial Rose. Hold down number 3 and you'll dial Bill, and hold down number 4 and you'll dial Dave. Piece of cake. Alright, this is how you get your contacts. If you see the red letters there, one says menu, the other one says contacts. Under the word contacts, press the white line in the upper right corner. That will bring up the contacts list. And then you can use the above and below the OK sign to scroll up and down on your contacts. And once you've highlighted the name that you want to call, number 3 is press OK. Okay, so now let's say you get a text message. It'll come up and say new messages. So you open up your phone and you'll see 2 words, view and later. Under the word view, press the button and up will come the text message. And then you will see 2 more words, reply and options, and press the button under reply. And then you can type a message using the number pad. If you look at the number 2, it has 3 letters, A, B, and C. And you just press the number 1 time for A, 2 times for B, and 3 times for C. And then you can type out whatever text message you want to send back. Okay, this is your TV setup, your entertainment center. On the left you can see your 3 remotes that you're going to need. The first one is for your TV and DVR. The second one is for your DVD player and your VCR player. And the third one is your Roku. And then over underneath the TV you can see a box. And that box has 3 buttons depending on what you want to do. The TV DVR button is the top button. The DVD VCR button is the second button, and the Roku button is the third button. Depending on what you want to do, you'll need to get up and press one of those buttons. And then the third, on the far right of this picture, you'll see the 3 boxes. The top box is your TV DVR box, and the middle box is your DVD VCR box, where you would put in your DVD or VHS tape. And the third box on the bottom is the Roku, and that's sitting up on top of your television. Okay, this is the key to your TV DVR remote. As you can see on the top, there's a TV button. That's where you turn it on. Below that, there's 3 shaped colored buttons. Those are just something that you'll see on the screen every now and then, and it'll tell you what to press them for. And below that, there's a circle of arrows with a select key in the middle. Those are called the navigation controls, and you can see them on the far right. It's just up, down, right, left, and select is the middle button. And so as you go into a menu, you want the cursor to go to the right or have it go up. You press these buttons, and when you get to the program you want, you hit select. The guide. To bring up the TV guide, you can either hit the big I/O button in the middle, and that'll bring up that picture on the left where it says channel guide, and then you'll press the blue select button to make the guide come up. You may try that guide button in the middle as well. And the guide picture looks a lot like the picture I show on the upper right, where you can see New York Giants is highlighted. That is the television guide, and again, you can use the arrows to go to the right, or you can use the up and down arrows to go up or down and pick a show, and then hit select and it'll play. Or you can hit record, the red button down below, and you can record that button. You can record that show. Below the I/O button, you have the up and down volume and the up and down channel. These pictures show you again how to pick something from the guide and watch or record it. Again, you'll use the I/O button and then the select button. You can page around or go up and down, or you can even move to the right. If you see the right arrow, move to the right, go into the future, and find a show you'd like to record, and then you'll press the record button, which is number 4. You can see it in the middle of the remote. You press that record button, and when that time comes, it'll record your show, and then it'll go into your DVR bucket where you can watch it later. First, we're going to turn on the TV using this button. And then what we're going to do is we're going to bring up the guide. And I'll show you how to page through the guide. So this big I/O, this big white button, that'll bring up this menu. It says Channel Guide, and we're going to hit the belly button. And this is the belly button right here on the arrow keys. And that brings up the guide. And right now we are watching channel 71, the Giants. I've recorded that, that's why it's red. We're going to page to some new items, and I'll show you how to page. You can see this is paging. You see it's 58 through 62, and then I page up, and it's 52 through 57. And we can get through it pretty quick. That's the page key. If I keep paging till I find something I think you might like. And let's see. How about The Price is Right? So at this point, you're at number 4. And so now you can either, on the right hand side, you can hit select to play the show, The Price is Right. Or on the left hand side, you can press the record button and record The Price is Right. So once you get to this point in the guide, you can decide whether you want to either watch it or record it. And if you move to the right, if you use the right arrow to move to the right to say NHL hockey, then you can press the record button and record it in the future. So I'm going to highlight The Price is Right. I don't know if you can read it, but we're going to hit the record key. And then up comes this screen. And we're going to say all episodes instead of just one. So now it says all episodes. And then we're going to hit the yellow triangle right here. And that accepts it. And then we're going to hit the blue key, select. Well, that's it for this episode of MSG Countdown. Want to see more countdown? And now The Price is Right is red. Think we missed something. And it's recording. And so what we do is if we want to actually, now I'll show you how to watch a recording. Which is right here, this black key under channel. And then that moves back to here, and you can channel up, channel down, whatever. So this green button in the middle, DVR, that is really cool. This is where you go to find anything you recorded on your DVR system. And so if you click that button, up will come a listing of all the things that you've recorded. And again, you can use the up and down arrows or the page button to the right of the blue buttons to go up and down to look at all the things that are recorded. And by then hitting the select key, the blue select key, you can watch any of those programs. And once you watch those programs, if you look over to the right, you see playback controls. Underneath the green button, there's a forward and a reverse, as well as a pause. And so we like to pause the show, go get something to eat, and then hit the play button and start it up again. So that play button will start the show, and the pause button will hold it. And then if you want to exit out, you hit the stop button. And we find that very useful, a good time saver, and you'll enjoy watching recorded programs. And the green DVR key, and here it is. You can see these are all your recordings, and you can watch these anytime you want. And let's just pick Giant's Press. Click the select key, the big belly button, play from the beginning, and there's Mr. Coughlin. And so you can watch this anytime you want. It's recorded on your DVR. Standard VCR keys. And so if you walk away, you can pause, play, fast forward, reverse, or stop. And if you hit stop, it'll bring you to this. And from here, anytime you're stuck, you can hit this exit key right here. And that'll bring you back. The exit key brings you back to what you were watching. But if you want to get back to regular television, you're going to need to press the live key, which is right here, this black key under channel. And then that moves back to here, and you can channel up, channel down, whatever. Alright, this section of the video we're going to talk about the Roku. So that's the bottom blue line on the screen. And basically the first thing you got to do is get up and touch the Roku button, which is the third button from the top. And that'll activate, that'll switch the signal from the television to the Roku box on top of the TV. And that's how you get started. Well, the Roku remote is the simplest of all remotes. The first thing you want to look at is the top button on the right. That's the home button. And that takes you to your selections on Roku. And you see them over on the right. So you have GBTV, Netflix, Fox News, Clips. Your Facebook you can get through Roku as well. Angry Birds, Disney, a bunch of different things. And there's another one called Settings, and I put the Settings menu on there. There's a number of different things you can do with the settings. Something to remember. Just like the other remotes, the Roku has directional arrows. You see the purple plus in the middle with the arrows. That's your up, down, right, left for selecting things. You use the OK. So the other remotes had the select in the middle of the arrows. This one has it below the arrows. And then below that is your playback functions, which is your reverse, play, pause, and forward. Sunshine is talking and wants you to know she's here. The A and B at the bottom, if you look on the screen, if you ever see it showing an A and a B, that's what they want you to press. There's no real single function for those. They're multi-function buttons. And that's pretty much it. It's pretty simple. Now for Roku. This is your box. It sits on top of the TV. The home page for Roku is going to be GBT TV. And if you hit OK,
GBTV will load up, and I want to show you the categories. So live now, that's what's on GBTV at this second if you want to watch live TV. This is, you'll hit the OK button here. Paging down, Mercury Theater, live now. These are all the shows from today on GBTV, and you can, I'm paging to the left. Even though the boxes are moving to the right, I'm paging to the left. It's opposite of what you think. Glenn Beck program is the programming that is just like what he had on Fox. And continuing down, this is his radio program, which is on every morning. It's a 3-hour episode. And then followed by another hour without Glenn Beck on the radio. So this is also the radio program. It's called the 4th Hour. Here's some specials on how they made GBTV. Here is the Mercury Theater, which is old movies and different things that he feels that Glenn Beck has purchased, different programs that you can watch. Liberty Treehouse is for like homeschooling and educational. BS of A is his comedy channel, and so this guy Brian Sack is the comedy guy. GBTV Insider is a kind of behind the scenes shows. Then he's got documentaries. Rumors of War is very good. And here's Rumors of War 2. And then Fundamental Transformation. These are all very good. These are different podcasts, uncensored, some of his guests and what they've said. Specials. This is the Hiding Place. American Traditions. Diary of Anne Frank. You could episodes 1, 2, 3, 4. You can see all these. And then Restoring Courage. This is a very good... this is the trip to Israel that he did. And there's all different parts of this. You can play all or play some and go through them. But that's pretty much GBTV. I'm going to click on the house. We'll go back. This is the home page again of Roku. I'm going to show you Netflix really quick. I'm going to hit OK. Netflix also has a lot of categories. Instant queue. Here's a place where you can search. So if I hit OK, you can type in by using the arrow keys different names. I think it's a movie or TV title, so you can't do it by John Wayne or something. But if you know a movie you want to watch and you know the words that are in the movie, type it in and using the arrow keys. Like that, and then what you'll do is you'll hit the search button, go down to search, hit OK. It'll return nothing. Recently watched, so we just watched the John Wayne movie. Top 10 movies for us. Classic comedies. Good, strong female movies. Movies about marriage. Feel-good movies. Movies that were like the last movie you saw, which was McClintock, so you can see all the John Wayne movies in here. That 70s show, that's a TV show. ESPN related movies. New releases. New things added to Netflix. Television shows. Action adventure. Animation. Children and family movies. Comedies. Documentaries. Dramas. Foreign movies. Holiday favorites, horror movies, independent movies, romantic movies, sci-fi movies, thriller movies, and that's pretty much it. And then every one of these you can go way over to the right until it starts repeating itself. So there are literally 1,000 movies that you could pick from. Let's look at the documentaries. Let's see. Action adventure. Alright, and at any time you can hit the home button and go back to here. Fox News Channel. You pull this up, and these are just different podcasts, which are just short segments of different segments on Fox. Angry Birds is a game. I'm not going to play it right now. It takes too long. But it's a game that the kids can play. Facebook, if you ever get a Facebook, you'll be able to look at everyone's Facebook online. Disney Channel. And then if you want to add channels, you can go to the channel store. And let's see if they come up. And here's where you would add channels like Netflix. You already have most of these. You already have all the good free ones. I go back to home. Crackle is pretty good. It's got a number of free movies that you can watch and television shows. It's retrieving right now. So on Crackle, you can also pick, here's all the movies, featured movies. The difference with Crackle is it's going to have, we don't pay anything for Crackle, so it's going to have commercials. Featured collection, all movies, featured television, all television, featured originals, all collections, action movies, comedies, horror movies, crime movies, science, thriller movies, movie clips, search. And so same kind of capability that the Netflix, only I think this has commercials in it. And so it's also a good item. And you can see just filled in the it takes a little while to load up the movies. And you can see now they just all filled in. And going back to the home, and finally your Roku settings.
Alright, your DVD VCR remote is, it's got a lot of stuff on there you don't need to know. You know, fundamentally, there's a power button in the upper left. Again, just like with the Roku, you have to hit a button on that black box over by the television, which says DVD VCR. And then once you get the box up and you put your tape in or your DVD, you'll have to press one of those buttons in the middle there. You see where it says DVD or VCR. So if you're putting a DVD into it, you press the DVD button. Or if you put a VHS tape in it, you push the VCR. So just like with the other remotes, there's playback controls, and notice the symbols are all the same. You have the arrows to the left, which is reverse, the box, which is stop or exit, and then the play pause button is all one button on this particular remote. So you just pause it or to play it, you use the same button, and then you have the fast forward button with the arrows to the right. And then below that is the, I call it the belly button, but it's the directional arrows. These are for working menus and moving your cursor around on the television up, down, left, and right, and select is in the middle. It's called enter on this remote. And then the only other button you really have to worry about is this menu button up in the left. Well, it's at about the 10 o'clock position on the circle there. That menu button brings up the DVD menu and allows you to switch chapters or play from the beginning or something like that. So it's a good button to know, but all the rest you really don't need.
Okay, I pressed the DVD button, which is the second one down there, and I put in a DVD, the Alaska video, as well as a March of the Wooden Soldiers into the VCR. And right now it's powering up the video player, or I should say the DVD combo DVD VCR. And I'm going to hit the play button, and it's going to load up the DVD. And now if I want to switch over to the VCR, I'm going to hit the VCR button. So this is my DVD of Alaska. And I'm going to hit the VCR button and hit play. And there's March of the Wooden Soldiers. I'm going to hit pause. I'm going to pause that. I'm going to go back to DVD. I'm going to hit pause here. And now I'll just flip back and forth between VCR and DVD. And all I'm doing on the remote is these two buttons, DVD and VCR, and you can do both right there. And then I'm using these play pause button and a stop button, reverse and rewind, and the rest of it's pretty simple. That's really all you need.
All right, time for a test. So let's start with how do you do a transfer from your DVD to your VCR, and then we'll talk a little bit about your phone and how you would do a text message, and then I will ask you several questions on Roku to make sure you have that right. No, just kidding. So anyway, I just wanted to say thanks for watching, and I wanted to thank my co-host Sunshine, who was very helpful throughout the process. I hope you picked up a lot of very good information as she kept talking through the entire video. I thought she'd want to make an appearance. So, would you get Sunshine? Come on, get out of the way, would you please? My goodness, not a very good co-host. Hello, hello. You be the color guy, I'll be the straight guy, okay? Bye. Say goodbye. Say goodbye. Goodbye. All right, and the last but and probably least is your GPS navigation. Hopefully now that you've got an iPad, you don't really need this tool anymore, but just in case you are going to use it, you know, I have nothing better to do but sit around and do this, so I'll go ahead and do this for you. But on the top of the unit, there's a power switch. It's on the very top of the unit, so look for that, turn it on. You're going to have to accept this agreement, and then you'll go to this main menu here. And there's a button in the lower left that always will bring you to that main menu. That's number 3. When you get the main menu, you'll have basically, it looks like 12 options. Probably the best one is your home, and that has your address plugged into it, so no matter where you are, you can touch the home button and it'll give you a route to get home. The next one, 4B, is address, where you can type in any address you want and it'll take you there, and we'll demonstrate that. And then 4C is recent, and so anything that you've typed into your system you can look up and not have to retype it, so it's kind of handy. Another one which is really good is the fuel on the lower or upper right hand corner of the picture. That fuel is, we'll find a gas station near you, and if you look to the left of that you'll see a blue cross. That is SOS or help, so I think that'll bring up hospital or police or something like that. So those are all pre-programmed options. Finally, once you've pressed one of these buttons and you've decided where you want to go and you've typed in your address or whatever, look for this green arrow on the far right. See, it says 5C. Sometimes it says go, but always look for a green arrow. Once you press that, it'll then calculate the distance and the where you're going. And moving forward, if you had picked address in the previous window, it would bring up the state selection, and so you find your state. And in this video, I picked California. And then once you pick California, you could type in either a city or a zip code. So the top two boxes, city name or zip code. If you know the zip code, that's the best. If not, you can type in the city. And then after that, on the lower left, you'll put in an address. Now the address is going to start with a street name versus a number, a house number. So you start with the street name and you type that in, and then you hit the green check mark, and then you'll type in your actual house number. And once you do that, you hit the check mark again, and then that'll bring up the screen on the bottom at 9B, and it'll calculate your route. Once you hit the green arrow on the lower right hand side, that'll calculate the route, and off you'll go, and you will be error free, and you'll get to Uncle Joe's in 30 minutes instead of 3 hours.
Alright, we're going to do your GPS. On the top is the power button. We're going to turn it on. It's going to power up. We're going to accept. And it's loading our maps. And it shows where we are. Now what we're going to do is go to the menu. This is the menu button right here. And the easiest thing to do is to say, let's go home. That's the main menu. And then it'll calculate route. See up here, calculating the route. And it'll tell you how to go. Now, the other thing you can do with your GPS is go someplace different. So you go to the main menu. Type in your address. We'll say California. And I'll do a street address, but you could either do just go to a city and put in a city, or you could type in a zip code and go to a zip code, or you can give it the intersection of two streets or a street address. We'll do a street address. I'll do my zip code. That'd be funner. And my zip code is 9 2 6 4
6
Huntington Beach. I'll press this green check. So now because we put in a zip code first, now it can find the street address a little bit easier. So I don't have to put the city, I don't have to put the state. And now the street address, I'm going to have to get numbers. Oh, select a street. So we'll do street first.
B
Brook.
D.
Oh, I hit the wrong thing, so we're going to delete.
B R O O I.
Oops. And I guess delete.
I.
Oops. Delete.
I. K. O. K. H.
And there's Brookhurst. Sorry about that. And up comes Brookhurst Street. I'll hit that. And I'll put in 2,
2
0,
0 8 6 1.
Then I'll hit the check. Alright, found my house, and now I'm going to say go. And that's this big green arrow down here. And now it's going to tell me how to get from Pleasantville to Huntington Beach. It's calculating the route. And so now it's calculated the route, and it wants me to turn right on Clinton Street. And that's coming in 1/8 of a mile. It's a right turn. And apparently we're 2,818 miles away. There we go. 2,818 miles away. And that's pretty much all you need to know. And then if I want to go back home, I'll say go home. And it calculates my destination home. Also over here, if we page over, finding fuel, SOS is a police station. And that's probably all you'd need. Fuel's kind of cool. So this is going to look for a gas station near us. And it listed a number of gas stations. We would then pick a gas station. I'll pick this one. And then you always have to hit this green arrow down here to go. And it's showing us how to get to the gas station. The other thing to be careful of, if you get deep into some of these things, let's just pick a couple here. Let's go back out. If you get deep, how do you get back? Let's just go into recent, and I'll pick something, and I'll say, oh, I don't want to do this. To get back to where I was, you just keep hitting the back key. And then it'll get you back. That's how you get out.